Hey guys, we're back with Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path. Now we're gonna do the investigation. It's not the investigation part, but like the part with the rebuttal and everything. So we're gonna hear the president's testimony. I think we heard it last time, and so now we're gonna try to break down his testimony and see if there's any contradictions or anything. Oops, sorry about that. Phone. Okay. President's testimony. Where was I when the incident occurred? Ah, yes, the stage. Okay, so I think we already read all this. Let's see. I remember when I was reading this time up here in front of me. After that, I heard a gunshot and the red balloon bursting. So he's talking about the Steel Samurai balloon, right? A red balloon burst? I'm afraid that's not the case. What? Please have a look at this piece of evidence. Can you see what has burst? This is what exactly? It's the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Tokyo. You do well to remember it, if you wish to win the support of this nation's people. And don't forget the rifle shell, the Gemmy Ninja! The balloon was ruptured by a bullet, but was no ordinary red balloon. It was a Steel Samurai balloon. But according to the plans, there should have been 2 red balloons. It says so right here in the security plan. Really? I didn't know that. It certainly looks like there are only 2 round balloons drawn here. Knightley, what is the meaning of this? Explain at once. Yes, sir. The Steel Samurai balloon was the last-minute replacement. Replacement? That's what we were told. It seems that the information didn't make it to the president. We ran into a little trouble during the setup last night. One of the balloons that we had prepared burst. So you scrambled to find a replacement? Exactly. We just happened to run into a guy manning a stand in the park. He said he'll lend us the Steel Samurai balloon. He was kind of a poser. Oh my gosh, is it Larry? A stand, a Steel Samurai balloon, and a poser. We pumped air into its red samurai pants to create a makeshift balloon. So the Steel Samurai balloon looked like just an ordinary red balloon. Is that what you mean? Knightley, why was I not informed of this? Sir, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't think it was important enough to report. Couldn't you just tell by looking at it? I did not notice it. So you mistook the Steel Samurai pants for an ordinary balloon? Was there a reason why you made that mistake? Oh. What now? A moment, please. I just remembered now. I could not see the balloon very well. You couldn't see it? Exactly. At the time, the wind was strong. The flags on stage were fluttering wildly, and they obstructed my view. The flags? Did you not see the flags that were set up on both sides of the stage? Due to the strong wind, they were waving about, just like this. Say, strong wind was blowing at the time of the incident. The flags were fluttering wildly. What, is there a problem with that? There is a problem with that, because one of them got shot, right? Oh, sorry. Passed over it. Your testimony has helped uncover a new contradiction. A contradiction, you say? Yes. One that turns the very foundation of this case on its head. During my investigation, there was no wind at this crime scene, so the flags remained still. However, the flags were actually fluttering in a strong wind. This completely changes the meaning of that piece of evidence. Which evidence contradicts the state of the crime scene? It should be this, the bullet trajectory, because you remember, guys, like, there's no way it would have striked it at that time. If it was flying, like, if it was really windy, it wouldn't hit it at all then. Take that! Take that! The gunshot rang out through the president's speech, and the bullet struck the balloon. And it also pierced the national flag. I had previously deduced the bullet's trajectory using these facts. The assassin fired the bullet from the left side of the audience. However, if the flags were fluttering about like so, my reasoning changes. Ah, since the flag's position has changed. Correct. The bullet's trajectory must have also changed. And if we trace the trajectory of the bullet, we can tell who fired the shot. But Mr. Edgeworth, that person is... Indeed. I still don't understand why, but... However, it can be none other than him. Let's see... No, there's only one person that could have shot it, and it has to be Knightley, because it can't be the president, because he only shoot his own guy, so... I wonder why he shot it. The person who shot the balloon was none other than you, Horace Knightley. What? Connect the bullet holes in the balloon in the flag. The line bullet points to you. Bullet's trajectory data updated in my organizer. I like the music. But that guy is one of the president's bodyguards. Why would he have shot the Steel Samurai balloon, sir? Preposterous. I agree with the detective. There's no reason. Are you saying Knightley, who has saved my life numerous occasions, is an assassin? Prosecutor Edgeworth, I have had it up to here with you. My job is to protect the president. Knightley, control yourself. Sorry, sir. Prosecutor, indeed, the wind was strong during my speech. However, the wind strength can change very quickly. Evidence. Show evidence that the flag was flying at the moment of the gunshot. I'm pretty sure we have like a picture of that. Oh, damn. Sorry, guys. The evidence that shows this moment is... Do I have something that shows the state of the flag? Yeah, I'm pretty sure these pictures say it all. Yeah, you see that flag right there? And he's holding his hand. You also see his hand? You don't know if it's actually like... Could be shooting something because it's behind that thing. So the second picture actually tells it all. Take that! The evidence in this photo the evidence is in this photo. Interesting. Where is this photo exactly? The proof that the flag was flying in this photo is right here. Isn't it just the flag itself? You can see it. Flag right here. Yeah. Don't you see? The fluttering flag can be seen in this photo. No! There's no mistaking that the flags were flying at the moment of the incident. So then, it was really the guy who shot the balloon. That would mean Mr. Knightley is the assassin. Horace Knightley is... not the assassin, I don't think. I think he's just... I don't know why he did that. It's made to make a big ruckus, but I mean... or draw out... what's it called? The killer? I'm not sure. Let's see. He's not the assassin, though. Horace Knightley is not the assassin. The only thing he shot was a balloon, and a balloon on the opposite side of the president. He wasn't aiming at the president. Why then was it necessary for me to do something like that? Depending on your answer, I might take aim at your pretty little head. Oh, is it necessary? I presume the reason is connected to one of those things that fell out of place. The one who shot the balloon was the president with the bodyguard, Knightley. Yeah. That fact will change the entire viewpoint of this case. Let's see, connect. I don't know why he shot it, but I know, like, if he shot the balloon in his position, maybe it might tell us why he's actually doing it, because that's the only two pieces of logic we can actually connect together. Why was Knightley's position changed? Because I can't turn my head to the right. My position got changed to the president's left side. In other words, I was relocated to the right side of the stage. Was that really the only reason? If the plans had not changed, Knightley would have remained on the left side of the stage. Knightley can't turn his head to the right. Would he have been able to aim at the balloon on the left side of the stage? Probably not. Perhaps the security plans were altered so that Knightley could shoot the balloon? If that's the case, what's this? The details of the security plan were changed? Oh yeah. If you look at it, like... Yeah, that's right, it was changed yesterday. President's orders. The security plans were changed on the President's orders. So if the President... that means the President's behind it, isn't it? Like, assassination attempt? It's like the only thing that goes together anyways, and... like, it seems that the President, like, planned this on purpose. I don't know why he did, though. In other words, the President knew about the balloon being shot. He knew about the attempt on his own life. If you think about it that way, everything that has been out of place is beginning to add up. Why was the assassin being able to get the gun past tight security? Why is the assassin wearing a conspicuous red hood? Why did he use a laser sight that would so easily reveal their location? Why was the President so calm after being shot? This was the truth that the President and his subordinates tried to conceal. There can only be one reason why Knightley fired the gun. Then the entire assassination was set up. Eh? Huh? How dare you? Do you seriously understand what you're implying with this? Of course I understand. In fact, now I understand everything. Mr. President, you wish to take the investigation rights from me. That was all so you could conceal the real truth. How dare you mock me with these spurious allegations? Mock you? That was not my intention. I simply used logic to uncover the truth. That is all. Knightley fired the first shot in order to rupture the balloon. Hearing the gunshot, the sound of the balloon bursting, the audience began to panic. This was followed by one more shot. Wait, one more shot? Yes, Knightley turned towards the balloon and pulled the trigger the second time. The second gunshot was fired by Knightley to recreate the illusion of the second shot hitting the President. So what about the bullet that hit the President's bulletproof vest? What if the bulletproof vest was prepared in advance? This is about a barf. What's the matter, Mr. President? Afraid of a little bullet? That's not true. I was definitely shot. If you examine the bullet in your vest, it would answer the question for us. Will we find Rook's blood on that bullet? But the person in the red hood who shot me is in that photo. Weren't you listening, Mr. President? The bullet's trajectory, the one who fired the shot must have been Knightley. Then, Nicole? She was too part of the President's plan. She was to bear the blame and become the false assassin. The red-hooded figure. Exactly. I don't know how much of the plan Miss Swift knew beforehand, However, she didn't fire the gun. All she did was aim the laser pointer at the president's head. That's right, Once the crowd began to panic, you would turn your parka inside out, and thus the Red Hood figure vanished. After that, you discarded the gun and security plan into the trash. The illusion that the assassin vanishing like a ghost was complete. And with the assassin gun, the case would go unsolved, pal. Yes, that's what he had hoped for. That's why he wouldn't let Mr. Edwards investigate the case. Exactly. All of this was an asinine publicity stunt from the lying president. But you, oh my gosh, what is he doing? Oh, he's fat. Never mind. You are wrong. He revealed his true form. The assassination is a lie, right, isn't it? The chief, why did he have to pick you? This should have not happened.
Objection!
Well played, Mr. Prosecutor. Knightley, I am speaking with the president now. Thank you very much. You're a chess player. You know knights always strive to protect the king. He's gonna shoot somebody with that, dude. So shut up now. Are you threatening Mr. Knightley? What's with this guy? Oops, sorry. I went over the top there. But on to business. As my first move, I want to ask you a question. You say I fired the gun on the stage, right? Then I should have been caught. The entire audience was watching me. See, now it's my move. You certainly used a certain object to prevent the spectators from seeing you. A certain object? Yep. That's what I saw too, because his hand was just like behind there. Where's that case thingy?
Take that!
The Tachi case. Exactly. I'd like you to have a look at this photo Kay took. Your right hand is hidden completely by the case. This photo captures the exact moment you secretly fired the gun. Use a touch case as a screen.
Objection!
Objection. You seem to enjoy making up convenient stories, Mr. Prosecutor. But you missed something. What have I missed? That everything that you just said is just a hypothesis, a theory. Flags flopping in the wind, using the case as a screen. The security plans were modified because I can't move my neck. You got no decisive evidence. Yeah, it'd be great if you had the bullet that hit the balloon. Then you could examine it and see if the ballistic markings match my gun. But that bullet's probably at the bottom of the lake. Finding it would be really tough, right? I hate to admit it, but it's as he says, there's no decisive evidence. If there's no proof, the only thing you can do is shut up, so do so. Miss Swift. This is it. If she speaks, we could hear a new testimony. Hey lady, you got something to say? Never mind. There we go. I thought so. Nicole! Don't be afraid. The truth will escape if you let that man intimidate you. You're a reporter. A journalist, aren't you not? I will not remain silent. You better consider your position. Use your head before you say something you'll regret. I forgot the #1 rule of journalism. Journalists must not tell lies. You can't call it a scoop if it ain't the truth. Mr. Edwards, I'm sorry. I've been hiding this the whole time. This is? I used this laser pointer to aim at the president. That's all I did. I never fired the gun. You stupid woman. If you testify, you'll be admitting that you're an accomplice. I don't care. I'm gonna tell him everything. A few days ago, I was covering an event at the Shangfa embassy, and then some of the president's men called me over. They said if I cooperated, I'd get an exclusive interview with the president. And the gun in the trash? I really don't know. All I was told was to come wearing a red hood and aim a laser pointer. I never thought it would snowball into all of this. I'm really, truly sorry. Nicole, thank you. That was the testimony worthy of the courtroom. This is sufficient testimony to verify the fake assassination plot. Dang you. The lot of you. You're all a bunch of mindless morons. It's a sham. It's a shame. Dang, I keep saying sham. If only you had been able to observe the investigation as planned, you would have been able to silence this young lady. Did you shoot yourself almost? Blast. So tomorrow, headlines will now read, fake assassination plan exposed becomes a murder. Right? I can't believe you do something this horrible, pal. I admit nothing. The president? Knightley, that's enough. We have no choice but to admit it. Mr. President, you admit that you planned a fake assassination. Yes, I admit it. I'm sorry. But why did you have to do this? My approval ratings in the Shangfall have fallen. I want to appeal to them as a strong president who survived an assassination. But in the end, it was just a lie, a stupid lie. The bullet in the bulletproof vest? Prepared earlier, it was not fired today. But what about the killer? It seems our plan was leaked. Someone wanted to make this fake assassination real. That's why the killer wore the red raincoat. He would impersonate the culprit from the plan in order to approach the president. But there's still one thing I don't understand. What's that? Why did Rook die? His death was not part of the charade, and yet it really happened. Yes. Why was his life taken? Ethan was an outstanding bodyguard. Even though he wasn't from my country, he had my utmost trust. Man, this guy probably killed him right here. I wouldn't think that having the trust of a cowardly president meant that much, honestly. Hey, that's the same sort of bond me and Mr. Edgeworth had, pal. I wouldn't put it that way. Did Rook know of your plan? Not the exact details. I asked him to cooperate and he refused. You should have listened to his advice. Yes, indeed. I wouldn't have done all this if I'd known. Tisk. You're being too dramatic. What? Rook was just one piece of the president's defense. Knightley. It's not like he cooperated with your... It's not as if he cooperated with your plan. I did. He ran away, taking whatever dignity he had left with them. Good riddance. I know you're a valuable bodyguard, but still. I don't have time for this, sir. I'm a team leader now. There's gonna be a lot of changes now that the chicken's gone. After all, adaptation is the most important principle in chess. I always knew you wanted to be the team leader. But, isn't this a bit imprudent? I will orchestrate even more perfect plans just like this one. You definitely have ambition. But wasn't it your perfect plan today a failure? If it weren't for you and that idiot Rook, it would have been perfect. What did Rook do? If he hadn't died, the killer wouldn't have threatened me. You would never have never set foot in this plane. Knightley, how can you say such a thing? Yeah, he died trying to save you, Mr. President. Maybe he fulfilled his lifelong ambition. He died protecting the president? But the assassination was fake, right? Of course it was, but you need to listen closer, little girl. Remember the guy who wanted to make the fake assassination real? There's 2 gunshots at the time of the incident. The first was as you said. I shot the balloon. But the second was not me. Wasn't me. So who fired the second shot? The real assassin. But it wasn't the killer. He intended to attack the president with a knife, not a gun. The lucky winner was the hidden queen. Or I say, the lady in the coat over there. Eh? You're accusing Nicole, pal? I ain't no assassin. Really? I don't believe you. The gun that you left in the trash, that was yours, right? That leads testimony. Wait, let me get a drink of water. Okay. That leads testimony. I shot the balloon and entered the plane with Rook and the president. Rook waited in the cabin while I led the president into the security room. When I came out, Rook was already on the ground. The bullet that lady fired must have hit him while we escorted the president to the plane. The shot was fired from the gun you found in the trash. You're saying that you don't know exactly when the victim was shot? A knight's job isn't to protect the rook. It's to protect the king. What's he trying to what he's trying to say is his job was only to protect the president only. It's over if you lose the king. Checkmate. That's the first rule of chess. If you let your pieces get taken right in front of you, you're not likely to win. But I did win. Look, the president's safe. Don't claim victory when the game has only just begun. I love chess. Okay, so I see a contradiction. I think it's the last statement. I shot the balloon into the plane. Waited. President led him to the security room. When I came out, Rook was already on the ground. Bullet fire must have... Okay, the thing is, I remember that the gun was not fired at all. Like, I'm pretty sure it was not fired. Like, it had no shots taken. Oh, wait, it had 2 shots fired. But, let me see. Think it's this? But it only fired 2 shots though, so is that what it is? So he shot the balloon and Miss Swift shot Rook? Is that really true? I can't see it any other way. The gun we discovered in the trash was fired twice. The number of gunshots don't add up. Well, that's the thing, he shot himself. Why don't the gunshots add up? It's simple. This gun is fake evidence left behind by the real criminal. Fake evidence? Think about it. The criminal planted this for a reason. By finding the gun, we assumed the assassin was in the audience. In order to make us believe that the gun was used by the assassin, the gun was needed to appear as if it had been fired twice. I get it. Because 2 shots were fired during the incident. To prove that the bullet didn't. To prove that the bullet that hit the balloon did not come from this gun. Therefore, I have my doubts to whether this gun also took Rook's life. Hehehe, here it comes. You're packing some serious heat. Enough with the song and dance. You come this far, go ahead and say it. I won't just say it, I'll prove it. The one who really shot Rook was, of course, him.
Take that!
It's because he really wanted to become, what's it called, the team leader. Horace Knightley, you murdered Rook. Hey, you finally said it. Knightley, you couldn't have. The killer wasn't the only one that took advantage of the fake assassination plot. You intended to murder Rook and claim he was a victim of the assassination. Once the president had entered the security room, the door to the plane was closed. Only the victim and Knightley would have been left in this room. At the moment you fired a third bullet directly at Rook.
Objection!
Objection. A third bullet? Ha! Only 2 gunshots were heard. The numbers don't match up. The plane's walls are soundproof, and the door was closed. The gunshot would have not been heard outside. But wasn't the president in the next room? It's true. The president may have heard the gunshot. Mr. President, did you hear a gunshot? I didn't hear any gunshots. But weren't you watching this room through the security cameras? The cameras in this room aren't usually turned on. I turned on power after I entered the security room. You didn't turn on the power immediately after entering the room? No, actually, what was it? He's not being clear. Mr. President, focus, this is vital. Is it the stuffed bear thing? Please. I was hiding under the bed, covering my ears. But you knew that assassination was fake. It doesn't matter. I simply hate the sound of guns. That terrifying sound, I just can't help it. That definitely ain't going in my article. Knightley, you saw the president hiding under the bed. Furthermore, you can tell if the security cameras have been turned on by looking at the monitors. At that moment, when the president wouldn't hear the gunshot or see the room, he had a chance to fire the third bullet at Rook. Knightley, did you really use to deceive me? You really think I killed that moron? That's cold, Mr. President. Have a little faith in me. The bodyguard who is risking his life to protect you. I want to believe you, I really do, but I just don't get it. Why are you suspecting me all alone? There's still a possibility that she's the killer. This gun is not the murder weapon. The number of missing bullets makes that clear. Maybe it was one short to begin with. Ever think of that? What? Maybe I've already fired a shot yesterday or the day before. The second shot was fired today. That one, the one that hit Rook. Isn't that just a perfect excuse? Excuse? The possibility exists. You can't deny that. He's right. I can't deny it completely. You need decisive evidence. Evidence so decisive that it makes my heart stop and my logic crumble. You got something like that? Gah! Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything? At this rate, Nicole will... Mr. Prosecutor, it's true I did an awful thing for our scoop, but I never killed nobody. I could never do a thing like that. Decisive evidence. If I could prove the murder weapon was Knightley's gun. Proof it was his gun. Yeah, it would have been great if you had the bullet that hit the balloon. And then you could examine it and see the ballistic markings that match my gun. Can we just see his gun? But if we find the bullet that took Rook's life, we can determine which gun fired the shot from the ballistic markings. You got no evidence, then we're talking. If you got no evidence, then we're done talking.
Objection!
Hold it! What? You don't seriously have decisive evidence. Naturally. That's a big joke. Well, come on, show us. What's the so-called evidence? The bullet that took Rook's life. That's the decisive evidence I need. The location of this evidence is... We don't have this evidence. Like, I know we don't. Is not with me. Okay. It's game over, man. However, it is somewhere in this room. What? The bullet that killed Brooks pierced through his body. So, where did the bullet go? You explained it like this. The bullet that took Rook's life pierced through his body and then hit his vest. Yeah, that's right. It had been dangerous if he had not worn that bulletproof vest. However, now that the fake assassination plan has come to light, we know that the bullet in the bulletproof vest was prepared. So then, where did the bullet go? Interesting, very interesting. Do you have the answer? Do I have the location that shows the bullet that killed Rook? Actually, we should. It might be on the security monitors, I think. Right?
Take that!
In this room, there's only one thing that's clearly missing. Something that's missing? You sure it's not your brain? Let's just take a look at your rack of security monitors. Ah, it seems you have noticed, Mr. President. Among these images, the plane's surroundings. Only the feed from the right side of the plane is absent. That's what's missing. A single monitor. Mr. President, there was an original monitor here, wasn't it? That's right. Why is there a stuffed toy now? It must have been put there to hide the empty space where the monitor used to be. Why was the monitor missing? Where did it go? Why? Undoubtedly, because it was hit by the bullet. In order to make us think that the bullet really hit the bulletproof vest. It would have been a problem if there was another bullet discovered. So then, where did the monitor go? Where? Where it should be hidden somewhere inside this plane. There hasn't been a chance to dispose of it outside since it was shot. Detective Gumshoe, search this plane. Roger that, sir. President Huang, you said extraterritorial laws apply to this plane. I will allow it. There's no problem. I just want to know the truth of Rook's death. Dang it. You think this is a joke? You're always like this. Rook this, Rook that. Detective, we have his approval. Go ahead. Mr. Edgeworth, I found it, sir. Good work, Detective. Now let's extract the bullet from the monitor. If I do this here, then do that. I got it. It's definitely stained with blood. I'm certain this is the bullet that killed Rook. This is the bullet that will crush your arguments. The decisive evidence that blows a hole in your logic. If the computer lagged a little bit. Sorry about that. If the ballistic markings on this bullet do not match the gun found in the audience, Miss Swift will be cleared of suspicion. What's wrong? Cat got your tongue? Detective, we need to examine the ballistic markings. Send the gun and the bullet to forensics. Roger. We should be able to find clear markings on the bullet, sir. Now then, let's listen to the forensics report. Reporting. First, the bullet on this matches the victim's blood. So the bullet did really took Rook's life. Also, Horrocks and Knightley's fingerprints were found on this gun. Knightley's fingerprints probably came from when he took all of our evidence. The real issue is the ballistic markings. If the markings don't match, Miss Swift will be cleared of all suspicion. The bullet ballistic markings matches this gun. What? They match? What? No way! There's no mistake. The bullet was fired from this gun. What? Hehehehe. Huh? That's strange. Looks like I was right after all, naturally. He still does that? Like, even on this screen? Do you really think you had me cornered? You misread the board. The only one that has been cornered is you. If the ballistic markings match the gun, there can be no doubt. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun that you found in the audience. Who could have used the gun? Not me, because I was on stage. But what about that lady reporter in the audience? All the evidence points to that young lady who killed, as assassin who killed Rook. Well, it's your move, Mr. Prosecutor. Where did you find this gun again? And which gun fired the bullet? At least we know. It ain't me. This can't be happening. The President and I have admitted to the fake assassination plot. Now it's your turn to admit who's the real criminal is. That doesn't make Nicole the criminal. Don't get riled up, Kay. Let him have his say first. After all, he's done. After he's done, it won't be too late to begin our counterattack. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth. Rebuttal. Okay. I think we need some more evidence, so it's more knowledge, so we need to press. No, that's...
Objection!
Didn't you say it earlier? This is the decisive evidence. This is the decisive evidence. Gah! Well, how does that feel to have a hole blown through your reasoning? The ballistic markings match the gun we found, so... Does that mean Nicole really was the shooter? I'd like to believe otherwise. But he's got decisive evidence on his side, sir. Indeed. How should I proceed? If Miss Swift isn't the killer, then the ballistic markings should not match. Thoughts, Kay? If the evidence is impossible, then maybe we should doubt the evidence itself, right? Doubt the evidence? Nicole's definitely not the criminal. If the evidence says that she's a criminal, there must be something wrong with it. You seem awfully sure of yourself. It's a great thief's intuition. Intuition. Still, it's quite possible. Sorry, drinking some water. Above all, Miss Swift doesn't seem the type of person to sell such elaborate lies. In court, the evidence is everything, and yet here I am doubting it. Which evidence do I doubt? I think I doubt the gun first, because the gun doesn't make any sense. If anything's suspect here, it can only be the gun. The bullet was discovered just a moment ago. It couldn't have been tampered with yet. Did Knightley have a chance to tamper with the gun? You shall hand over the evidence that you have collected so far and leave this place at once. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, be a good boy and do as you're told. Oh, I think I understand. I can't resist any longer. That's it. He could have tampered with the gun at that time. There's no doubt that this gun is the real murder weapon. In this case, the owner of this gun has to be him. Or it's Knightley. He must have switched the guns. Without a doubt, this is Knightley's own gun. Okay, let's see. Okay, so the thing is, I think he changed the guns out, because that means he like changed the laser pointer. That's what I'm thinking. So then, like, it acts like it's actually not his gun. Knightley, you fiend! You switched the guns. The gun matched the ballistic markings was yours all along. Heh. Interesting choice of move you made there. The switch occurred at the time you seized the evidence. When you were arguing with the President over the investigation rights. When we were arguing with the President over investigation rights. You detached the laser sight from the gun found in the audience. And attached it to your own gun. Then you returned the evidence and you gave me your gun. Did I do that? So what you're saying is that I knew that you want me to what you're saying is that I knew you wanted you did want to examine the ballistic markings. Oh, sorry. Indeed, staying one move ahead of your opponent, isn't that the fundamental rule of chess? Yes, it is. It's really annoying when he's doing that. I'm glad you feel that way, Mr. Prosecutor, but You're giving me too much credit. Besides, can you prove I pulled the old switcheroo with the guns? Knightley's logic, part 2. So the gun happened to be the same model as mine. Pure coincidence. But take a closer look. Only one of them has a laser point attached to it. Check the number of bullets left in the chamber. Only 2 shots fired, see? There's no evidence that I switched the guns, right? Give me too much credit? That hardly sounds like something you'd say. Guess I'm more modest than you. Well, except when I'm in front of a chessboard. We're not in front of a chessboard. That's too bad. Don't use that as an excuse later. I didn't lose the game. I just couldn't find enough evidence. You're the one who should have an excuse ready. You didn't beat me at chess. You only found the evidence. Okay. So I think I know what it is. Let's see. So the gun happened to be same model as mine. Take a closer look. The only one that has a laser pointer attached to it. Check the number of bullets in the chamber. Only 2 shots fired. There's no evidence that... Yeah, actually this should be like fingerprints, right? Like on the laser pointer? That's what I'm thinking, because it would make the most sense, right?
Objection!
That evidence is this. You call that evidence, Prosecutor Edgeworth? You're trying too hard. Certain traces were left on this gun. Traces that prove that this gun belongs to you. Show it to me. What kind of piece you got? A rook? A bishop? Better not be a pawn. The traces that Knightley left on the gun were... fingerprints, yeah, that's what I thought. You left your fingerprints on this gun.
Objection!
Objection! Fingerprints? Ha! That should be expected. I handed the gun when you seized your evidence earlier. Of course, my fingerprints are on it. But what if the fingerprints are on the place they should not be? What? It's not possible. Allow me to show you. There's one place that the fingerprints should not be. This piece of evidence will deal the final blow to your king. So I'm thinking, because this is a laser pointer. It's an implement that you attach to the big gun when you hook aim, sir, even though it does not make it easier to aim. The drawback is that it can be more easily detected. But if you were the target, you probably wouldn't detect the thing, sir. It's because I'm wearing red. Is that what you're trying to say? How did you know, sir? Wait, let me rotate it. It might be like on this part of the gun, maybe? Here, Detective Gumshoe. Please have a look at the cylinder. 2 shots are fired, sir, but where would the fingerprints be? Examine the bullets, then. You made the switch when you seized the evidence earlier. However, all you did was switch the guns. You would have been found out right away. That's because the number of bullets fired by the 2 guns are different. The gun found in the audience had fired 2 shots, sir. Then what about Mr. Knightley's gun? He fired 2 shots at the balloon when he was on stage, and later 1 shot to kill Rook. 3 shots in total, not counting the number of shots he fired since then. Each of those times you would have to reload the bullets. Tell us, Knightley, were you wearing gloves when you were doing that? Officer, in your report earlier, where were Knightley's fingerprints found on the gun? Sir, the prints weren't just found on the outside of the gun. They're also found on the bullets as well. If you all did was handle the evidence, why would your fingerprints be on the bullets? God, that's... With this, it has been proven you switched the guns. gun that which fired the bullet that took the victim's life. It belongs to you, Forrest Knightley. You're the one who stole Rook's life. You're the true assassin. I'm ha 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 ha. Checkmate. Nice. Nice. That was a hilarious breakdown. I should have been made leader. Me. Rook, that piece of scum. If it had been for him, I would have complete control over everybody. My assassination plan, it was perfect. My plan, it was perfect. Detective Gumshoe, if you please. Roger that, sir. Edgeworth! This game isn't over yet, you hear me? Aye. That's enough. The rest of this game will continue in the courtroom. Grr. Dang it. Dang you. Surprised he goes so willingly. Now he looks buff again for some reason. March 25th, 5:12 p.m., Gourd Lake Park stage. You have my gratitude. You exposed a murder amongst my bodyguards, and for that I am truly in your debt. As soon as he had stepped outside the plane, he reverted back to his king-like persona. Some time ago, I proposed a fake assassination plan. You want me and not Rook? Rook declined, so I'm asking you, what do you say? Alright, let's do this. I'll come with you to up with the perfect plan. I can even use that guy as a chess piece. When Knightley said that, his eyes were overflowed with hatred towards Rook. Frankly, I was quite anxious about asking Knightley instead of Rook. Now that I recall those events, he probably sensed the anxiety in my countenance. Perhaps this is what gave him the impetus for murder. Mr. President, if you had not orchestrated that fake plan, this would not have happened. This is your sin. No, that is your sin, a sin that won't disappear. Yes, you are absolutely correct. You have my sincerest apologies. I too must bear some responsibility for this. Even so, I'm grateful to you. I'm most grateful to you. I thank you for solving the mystery of Rook's death. I am scheduled to stay in this country for a little longer. But if any of you ever wish to visit the Republic of Shangfall, you will always be welcome. Oh, Lottie! Thank you, thank you, thank you! I'm so happy for you, Nicole! You were set up as a suspect for murder. Still, your involvement in the fake assassination plot remains a fact. You will have to submit to police questioning later. You should know that there's a possibility you may still be charged with some crime. Yeah, I know. Sorry about all this. I understand you want to catch a scoop, but there's a line that you should have not been crossed. I hear you. I promise to reflect on this. We did it, Mr. Edgeworth. This was awesome. Prosecutor Edgeworth solves presidential assassination attempt. It's gonna be big news. Big news? Mr. Prosecutor, would you mind telling us how you feel about solving this case? It's certainly a quick change of attitude. No comment. Ah, don't be so ornery. The reason is because the case is not over yet. Huh? Not over? What do you mean, sir? What shows that this case is really not over yet? It's gonna be the killer, because remember he left his calling card, so that means he's going to kill or
Take
he's
that!
do something soon, you know? The killer's card. The killer still hasn't carried out his request. You mean killing the president? Hope that this doesn't turn into a larger incident. An assassination attempt on the president of Qingfa. News of this incident spread across the entire country. The mass media has hounded me as I began to prepare for the trial of Horace Knightley. Everyone had seen the news and everyone was talking about it. However, amidst the commotion, nobody noticed that the game had just only begun. Whew! This is it, guys. The end. End of the first case. This is a really good first case. I really liked it a lot. A brand new episode has been added. Imprisoned Turnabout. So I'm gonna end it off right here, guys. And stay tuned for the second case, okay? So I'll try to upload it today also if I can. So anyways, I'll see you guys later, okay?